But at the same time, you know, we all love our dogs just the same, and the care and the love for the animals is what's important for me.
Bully barbecues are just like get-togethers where they'll have shows and everything. They'll pick their own judges and stuff, but it's not set up as professional. No points. So if you win that kind of stuff, it's more just like bragging rights.
We do this like every 3 months. Everybody comes out like every 3 months and has fun with the dogs. Everybody gets together, barbecue, everybody participates, chips in. It's a lot of fun. We get bad names from people out there fighting their dogs, which is wrong. As you can tell, this line ain't a fighting line. If you see the news, it's all game dogs. It has nothing to do with the dogs that you see out here today. As you can tell out here, they all get along. All the dogs out here get along. They could be near each other and everything. It all depends on what line you have and how you treat your dog. That's the main thing.
This is our bloodline. This is our breed. You can see the structure, the body, everything, the heads. We got them. We got grills for your dog, too.
And of course, they still are pit bulls, so you do have your accidents here and there, but it's not like it used to be that every dog you see, any cat, anything that moves, basically, they go after. I mean, as you can see here, we have probably close to 100 dogs already, and none of them are really acting the way that they used to. Back then, it would have been blood everywhere by now.
I'd much rather have a dog that is dog aggressive than a dog that is people aggressive. And to me, basically, they're like kids.
I have a problem with people that try to sugarcoat what they are. Their background comes from a fighting history. They get a hold of something and they're into it. The damage is quick, and it's violent, and it's quite frightening if you're not prepared. When you watch them wrestle in play with one of their playmates, you see why they're the #1 fighting breed. I mean, they're good at what they do. They're strong, they're powerful, they're quick, they're agile. Like I said, there doesn't have to be a reason for these dogs to fight. Sometimes it's just the pure love of it. And the game dogs have that very, very strong within them. How many dogs do you estimate in America today? Ballpark figure. 52 million plus. More and more people today are getting dogs specifically for personal protection or home protection or business protection because of the way things are going in society. It's the one thing that's still, in most cities and states, still legal to have. We've been teaching bite prevention classes since '97. We compete in internationally recognized dog sports, Schutzen, French ring sport. So we have learned how to heighten dogs' behaviors in certain drives and also how to neutralize those same drives. So what we do, we're going to try and share a little bit of that with you today. The bite prevention, I just thought, wow, you know, what a great job going out and teaching people about something that we do every single day anyway. And I thought it was something that was very much needed. Turn around so she can see the top of his head. And he's got a nice full bite. He's committed. Okay, so does he look pretty locked on? So they don't really lock their jaws, but they're so darn determined and they're so darn strong that it looks like it. If you have one coming your way, this is another thing about the pit bull. If I go to a yard and there are multiple pit bulls, that's a red flag for me. Because they were bred to be aggressive towards other dogs, if they're not aggressive towards other dogs, I go, Every situation I've been in where a pit bull did bite somebody, it was side by side with another pit bull dog. Who wants to take a bite? Volunteer? I think a lot of what happens out there in some of these attacks is it's not necessarily the dogs going out hunting for someone to bite, it's what the people do. The people don't even realize that it's their actions and motions that often trigger the attacks in the first place. There you go. Good. Good. Yeah, good boy. Oh, his eye's red. Straighten out your arm. Straighten out your arm. The worst thing you can do is run from a dog if it's chasing you. So I think, you know, stand your ground. Equal or greater, never below. Quer pour un coucher? Pas bouger. I've always been involved with animals. It was horses first, and it was my husband who had pit bulls when we were dating. And one thing I wanted to do for sure, because my husband's pit bulls were so out of control and always in trouble, was obedience train the dog. That was kind of the beginning of it for me. And it was several years later that I got involved in the protection sports. I'm training him in French simply because I'm competing in French ring sport. Around the house, it's just, hey, get over here. But for formal training, it's more of the commandos. Capone, tabu. Pas bouger. Right now, Capone is the only pit bull in North America to have the French Ring 1 title.
Thank you.
Good goal. It's a sport that is dominated by the Belgian Malinois. They were bred for it, and they excel at it. Malinois are definitely the premier sport dog. They're fast, they're quick, they're easy learners, they're fun to train, they're just really super smart. Bingo. Yes, it was. Bingo. I just like doing it with them, though. I've always liked doing it with the alternate breeds, just because people say they can't. I want to show them differently that they can. And it's not because the dogs aren't capable of it. The sport is difficult in the handling aspect. You really have to know the rules. If you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, regardless of what the dog did, 0 points. So that can be a little discouraging to some people. I love Capone. He's probably one of my favorite dogs in the world. He's different than anything I've had in the past. He loves to train. He's not the fastest dog. He's not the best ring dog. He tries real hard. He's a good jumper. He's obedient. He's controlled. He has an incredibly hard bite. And for a lot of us in dog sports, the dog's biting style is often taken into consideration. It's important to keep in mind with all of these dogs that are doing sport work, we don't teach them to bite. The dogs already know how to bite. We're teaching them the control and when it's appropriate to bite and when it's not. The dog's not allowed to bite until the decoy hits the handler. If the dogs bite hands or feet or faces, they're not welcomed into the sports. We want dogs that are very clear on the equipment. This is a game. This is like a sparring match. It's not for life or death. Some dogs just cannot stay within the rules, show power and control. They got one or the other, but not both. It's just a place the dog can escort if they want. They just have to guard the guy and be in a position to catch him as quickly as they can when he runs away. It's not necessarily the best place for my dog to be, but in his younger days I taught him that, so he has a tendency to revert back to that every now and then. It's kind of a fun spot for him. But it's all right. He's my guy. He's my guy. Another thing about the pit bulls, you know, I've raised these dogs for 20 years. I've never had one try to bite me. I've had my Malinois snap, I've had Rottweiler snap, I've had Shepherd snap, but the pit bulls are stable. You know, they were once known as the nanny dog because they were so good with children. Powerade, yeah. Some people that do French ring sport, their dogs are also quite efficient at personal protection as well. My dogs aren't. I didn't get them to protect me. I got them to work with and to train and to show.